are still a part of that system, and that makes them our enemy. You have to understand, most of these people are not ready to be unplugged. And many of them are so inert, so hopelessly dependent on the system, that they will fight to protect it.
The time has come. Execute Order 66.
You're live with King MattTheGod. The God's back.
And that goes straight.
Back with another one. You are now rocking live with King MattTheGod. Let's go. What are we doing here? What am I hitting y'all with today? So of course I know. Oh, let me turn this down. My bad. I keep forgetting to turn it down. Alright, so of course I know y'all all been paying attention to what's been going on. Trump's inauguration, executive orders, appointing people to different positions, the Democrats having a motherfucking mental breakdown. They can't handle it. And I don't know why. Everything he putting into place, man, this shit is like poetic justice. Like the world is balancing back out. Like all of the weirdos to the left and the real motherfuckers to the front. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so I know y'all been paying attention. For the last week, they've been going at Elon Musk because DOGE been going after the motherfucking corruption and the fraud. And it seems like he's targeted his first program, whatever they call it. I guess it's a program called USAID. Initially, when you hear USAID, you think, yeah, USAID, that's something good for us. So you thinking, oh, he's automatically basically auditing them, going through their records, seeing where the money paper trails, and seeing who pocketed money. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of these Democrats is pocketing money the way they fuck acting. But so basically, so USAID, where is USAID? Let's read it real quick. What's USAID? Because USAID initially, it sounds like something for USAID. For money coming internally, or money put for the people, or to help out. But in actuality, it's USAID going outward to foreign initiatives. In my opinion, for the most part, it's a program aimed at destabilizing other countries and infiltrating them. You want to come with different programs like the rainbow programs, know what I mean? They going in Africa. African and told you motherfuckers over and over, we don't do that here. Wakanda forever, we don't do that here. And you motherfuckers still keep going backdoor talking about, oh, we not gonna give you foreign aid and help if you don't allow crazy wild radical gender ideology, basically mental illness, sexual deviant mental illness. And you keep trying to put pressure on it, and then we find out behind the scenes when Elon Musk and DOGE is auditing this fucking USAID program, that they have programs giving millions and millions to promoting LGBTQ, I can't even remember all the letters, the rainbow gang, in these areas like Africa. It's a couple other places that it's like, yo, we didn't ask for this. In Ukraine, it seems like when they want to go into a country and try to control the narrative or control the sides or whatever, here they come with the USA, some programs they want to completely liberate women. They basically want to turn the country they want to invade into Sodom and Gomorrah, which America damn near almost, until Trump got in here and he started rolling back all that fucking weird shit. So my initial thought is it's a nation destabilizing program for the most part, like trying to spread the freak booty Diddy ideology all over the world. All right. So what is USAID? What does the acronym stand for? Like, let me pull it up. What does the acronym stand for? United States Agency for International Development. What? See, that automatically right there is almost like, hey. Pro-America. Like, let's take care of America first, and then we can go outward. Like, so that's basically the acronym. The United States Agency for International Development, USAID, is an independent agency of the United States government. So it's independent of but it's in the government. It's like basically we can't be held accountable for what we do. Or we do whatever we want outside of. You know what I mean? Get it? It's almost like we made from the government, but we can't be checked. But they getting checked now by DOGE. Independent agency of the United States government that is primarily responsible for administering civilian foreign aid and blah 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 blah. But like I said, we're gonna go on the list of what the fuck exactly. Let's take a look. So my initial, I'm just clowning, and I was like, I want to do this fucking video. Sesame Street in Iraq. Like, for one, that's one of the things they send an aid to. Why are y'all trying to? What is it? Let's look at it. 60 billion. 20 million for let's take a peek at all this. So here's a list. Know what I'm saying? So people have been basically compiled a list of, they went through the whole investigation that DOGE Elon Musk has put on USAID. And the list is long, and we're gonna go over a lot of them. I can do a video damn near every one of these. So the first one that's just super crazy is 20 million for a new Sesame Street show in Iraq. A new one? It was an old one too? What the fuck? For a Sesame Street show in Iraq. Okay, I can see if you want to say for kids and broaden the kids' imagination and learning and make it more popular for them to learn, and especially when you're trying to force English on them if that's not their main language in the country. But what is that about? And then if you want to dive deeper, the Rainbow Gang whoever has been trying to push this shit has been trying to seep their way into Sesame Street for a long time. So I'm pretty sure a fucking drag queen, Big Bird came out there once or twice when they was doing their Sesame Street. How do they do a show in Iraq? Like, wouldn't it be dangerous? Motherfuckers would shoot a motherfucking RPG at you. Like, why are you singing a fucking kids song? So I'm not gonna go into the whole list. You can look it up yourself. Basically, just search the fraud and corruption and spending exposed in USAID, like something along that search words. It is gonna pop up. But shit, I can go in deeper, man. One of the ones that really crazy is one that stood out crazy. 2 million for sex changes and LGBT activism in Guatemala. It's given like one of the politicians or somebody that worked in USAID got a couple of them got sex changes, and they basically put it on taxpayers pay for it. That's basically what that sound like. Yeah, it was for some type of initiative activism in there, but one of us from the office got a sex change, and they pay for it. Taxpayers pay for it. Like, all right, what else? It's another one. One was like a trans opera. Like, like what in the world? I'm gonna do that, Joe. I was thinking I'm gonna do a video like, you know, The Fifth Element, where they had the opera singing. She was like, that she blew or something. The blue opera singer. Like, I'm about to get a clip of that. Like, yeah, trans opera exposed. Taxpayers pay for trans opera. Like, what? I'm about to start doing headlines that's gonna piss y'all off. Somebody gonna say in the comments, these clearly aren't fraud. Yo, cut it out. All right. But I find it funny that so many people collected so many memes and videos. Like, here go the first one I showed you. This joint is wild, though. This joint right here is wild. Let me cut the music. This joint right here is wild.
السلام عليكم يا جماعة. أهلا وسهلا فيكم. خلينا نقول بكم على الحروب الأبجدية. يلا خلينا نبدأ.
Bert probably would. Yeah, Bert. They always say those fucked up. They always say Bert and Ernie was always on some extra curriculum shit. Like something was always sus. They was always. Make me pull up all the footage. Like I'm pretty sure people got a lot of fucking compilations of Bert and Ernie being real sus. Always sleep. They ain't never had no girl. How old was they too? They ain't never had no girl, no wife. They were always like living in the same room. Damn, they grown. They couldn't get their own room. Like, what's up with that? It was weird. Like, damn, like, guess you all you can afford, huh? When you're a Democrat, it's fucked up. Let's see what else they got. What the? It's not in English.
أخبار العالم. أصدقاء المراسلين راح يحكوا لكم عن الأشياء اللي بتصير مكان ما هم عايشين. اليوم أصدقائنا حول العالم عم يحكوا عن كل الأشياء.
That nigga probably saying all types of DEI, trans inclusiveness. Cause like I said, I believe a lot of those things on that list was basically to infiltrate and destabilize the country, control their mind, basically switch them all to a democratic slave mind. And it's interesting. We're going to go into even more a lot of the shit that USAID funded. I'm pretty sure they do a lot of good stuff, but a lot of seems like it's a lot of covert shit. A lot of this shit that they pay for, all this opera or show, and I'm pretty sure people that was running it from this USAID program was just pocketing a lot of it. Cause it don't cost no 20 million to do no no fucking Sesame Street show in Iraq. Like it'd probably take 2 million. I'm say 2 million. The crew, equipment, just for on a small level scale. Like we trying to do a big ass amusement park. If it's an amusement park, yeah, 20 million. But then again, you might say, let's just say 5 million. You're gonna need a million for security. You're gonna need a lot of shit, but 20 million? Somebody pocketed like 5 to 10 million, guaranteed. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna throw the show, but yeah, I'm gonna just pocket 10 of this. So a lot of shit been coming out that the shit that they been passing money off in the Clinton era. They was passing money off to Chelsea Clinton. I seen some shit earlier. I was like, what about? They been getting paid. We been paying them, huh? Look at this shit. They dumb as shit. Bro, what? Why is that 4 eyeballs? That's weird in itself. They got 4 eyeballs. Type of weird shit y'all on. Oh, so this all ain't gonna be in English though.
نعمان هل أنت في الداخل؟ يمكنك الخروج الآن فقط. أنا هنا.
What in the world?
نعمان هل أنت في الداخل؟ يمكنك الخروج الآن فقد توقفت العاصفة.
أنا هنا.
Type of weird shit. I wonder what they saying. Like, open up, immigration, weapons check, terrorist attack. We're checking for Hamas. I guess there's only one. I thought it was more. Oh, what's this? The fighting in Iraq has now spread. This is 2022. Give me something fresh. Like.
In Iraq, 20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq.
What is this real or the ABC? I'm trying to think. Was ABC like Saturday Night Live is NBC, right? What the fuck ABC was making? Like, was this actually the footage? That's wild. If this is actually part of the production of they basically TV show in Iraq. I mean, I guess it would take about 20 million cameras if you a live show. But obviously it wasn't a live show because they'd be getting shot the fuck up outside. So maybe they did pre-recorded it somewhere. I'm pretty sure they didn't even record that shit in Iraq. They probably flew out fucking Iraqi speaking Americans or something like that, had them record some episodes, and then that's basically what they did, and probably aired it on some type of TV network over there. I thought it was more like a live show, like it'd be a fucking parade or something, or maybe a small type of amusement park or something. But I guess but 20 million still to produce it. You can produce a video of this shit like this for fucking 5 million tops. And that's stretching it. Motherfuckers that make this on YouTube easy. Motherfuckers that make this on their phone. So this actual footage from the show, I thought this was like somebody's meme or something. Like somebody made a meme or something. Or a Saturday Night Live clip or something. That was actual. They funny. They said USAID Zaplacer? What word is that? Oh, this is another language. 20 million Zaluchis Sazamkowa we Iraku. How do you say that language? This must be in fucking Iraqi or whatever. This is crazy language. This is nasty work. Like Zaluchi Sazamkowa W. Well, what does W be? Like we or wa? Elmo definitely was insurgent. Elmo a straight agent. I'm pretty sure the comments is fucking ridiculous in some of these posts. Thought I had more fucking memes of it. Thought I had more memes. I thought wrong. It's gonna be a video. Now we off this. I'm gonna read on some of the list real quick. I'm pretty sure I can find it all. Because it was like 2 different lists came out, and it was like you compile it all. All right, 20 million for a new Sesame Street show in Iraq. 7.9 million to teach Sri Lankan journalists how to avoid binary gendered language. How to avoid binary gendered language? Isn't that counter your program? 4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. 1.5 million for art for inclusion of people with disabilities. I mean, if they good in art until they playing a violin or something, they should be good anyway, right? That's what I'm saying, right? 2 million for sex changes and LGBT activism in Guatemala. 2 mil. 6 million to transform digital spaces to reflect feminist democratic principles. That feminism creeping. 2.1 million to help BBC value the diversity of Libyan society. I mean, I guess. Yeah, that's basically you infiltrating again with the weird shit, ideologies. 10 million worth for USAID funded meals, which went to an Al-Qaeda linked terrorist group. The niggas fed them terrorists. Like, they said, niggas gotta be healthy. You gotta be healthy when we blowing y'all up for the cameras. Like, y'all, we can't be having y'all looking scrawny. We gotta have y'all nice and healthy looking. Like y'all a formidable opponent. 25 million for Deloitte to promote green transportation in the country of Georgia. So they've been talking lately about the shit with the electric cars is right. I think this is they non-taxable. Something I heard. I forget that. 6 million for tourism in Egypt. That's Okay, right. About 6 million for tourism in America. 2.5 million to promote inclusion in Vietnam. Here we go. The inclusion word. These COVID words. Inclusion. Alright, it's getting dark. Hold on, let me turn some light on. It was getting dark. It was getting crispy. Shadow. I was fading away. Alright, where we at? Alright. Check one. A little quick mic check. Alright. Back up. My big mouth. Alright. 16.8 million for a separate inclusion. Here go the word inclusion again. Group in Vietnam. Down they targeting Vietnam like a motherfucker. Then y'all blow up enough for them. You're trying to finish them off. Y'all finish these boys off. Alright. 5 million to EcoHealth Alliance, one of the key NGOs funding bat research at the Wuhan lab. Oh, that makes me angry. Makes me turn into the Hawk. 5 million for bat virus research at the Wuhan lab. 5 million to kill millions and millions and millions of people on the planet, huh? That's all it costs. 5 million. Forget the number. Why you funding bat virus research at the Wuhan lab? Why? Huh? But this we already knew. Fauci and them, during Obama's administration, they were funding gain of function research on deadly pathogens and viruses, and just amping them up and testing them to see how much damage they can do in a lab setting. And you know they was going to use it for weaponizing it. Drop off a damn sweater plagued with some fucking deadly virus. Somebody put it on, the whole damn country gone now. Like, gain of function research is very dangerous. It is a necessary to it to learn how to counteract and prevent and make cures for super deadly diseases that may come in the future. But in a way, you playing with fire, like. So this is what we all knew. So Obama administration was approving it at first, but they first said it's too dangerous for them to do this type of research within America. So they moved that shit over to China, Fauci and them. They moved it to China, start funding over there, and then supposedly around 2019, some motherfucker got sick off eating some animal wild, like, you know, they say China, these other countries, they eat crazy animals and it's unhealthy in their markets and stuff like that. But for real, what most likely happened is they released the virus, or somebody, one of the scientists got sick, probably on purpose, and they got sick, and when they left to go home, I guess they went to the market, they tried to tie that in or something like that. The whole story could be fake. They could have just released it, injected it in somebody, and say, kill the world, like. But you remember, like, it make me think of what was it, MI2? Remember they injected the virus in that girl? She was wandering around and shit, like, for half the movie, like, I'm getting woozy. Tom Cruise, that's that shit. I'm gonna watch that after this stream. Good promo. I'm gonna watch MI2. So, alright. What the fuck, man? What are y'all doing? Niggas upstairs stomping and shit. Alright. But like I said, and then what mostly happened is they found out at first the story is people was working in the mine and they got sick from this shit at first and they died. You know, humans, when they go snooping around, what killed them, and with a virus and Just take samples of it, and then that's how they start researching it. Like basically bat feces, bat poop and shit. And why are we sending money over there to that? Why is we doing that? So that's why the conspiracy theory is that they really released it on purpose, like to experiment on society, maybe wipe out some population, and then of course make money off the fucking cure, off the vax. So that right there is just enough for me to just end the video. It's pissing me off right now. And then on the other hand too, Biden gave a pardon for Fauci. He trying to help this nigga escape. And he's supposed to be trying to fucking catch this motherfucker and send him to like Russia or somewhere to prosecute him. He ain't pardoned over in the other countries. They gonna get his ass. Fauci on the loose, man. We gotta get this motherfucker. All right, let's keep going. 20 million for a group related to a key player in the Russian Gate impeachment hoax. There's a lot going on. Why are y'all funding this type stuff if this is all real, this list? Why y'all funding this? 20 million for a group related to a key player in the Russia Gate impeachment hoax. Basic propaganda. 1.1 million to an Armenian LGBT group. 1.2 million to help the African Methodist Church state-of-the-art 440-seat auditorium. Wow, who them black folk? 1.3 million to Arab and Jewish photographers. 1.5 million to promote LGBT advocacy in Jamaica. That's fucked up. $1.5 to promote rainbow shit in Jamaica. Wow, Bati boy. All right, 1.5 to rebuild the Cuban media ecosystem. What is that about? 2 million to promote LGBT equality through entrepreneurship in Latin America. So y'all trying to get them rainbow companies up and booming, huh? 500K to solve sectarian violence in Israel, basically annexing the Palestinians. 2.3 for artisanal and small-scale gold mining in the Amazon. Oh, y'all infiltrating the Amazon, too. 3.9 million for LGBT. I can't even say the damn letters. In Western Balkans. The list okay, the list is almost over. I'm about to say, God damn, like, enough. 5.5 million for LGBT activism in Uganda. See, they told you they don't want that over there. 6 million for advancing LGBT issues in priority countries around the world. Like, God, they won't stop. They won't stop. So y'all saying the USAID is basically, it's gay. US gay. I'm sorry, YouTube. Please don't hurt me on that one. 6.3 million for men who have sex with men in South Africa. What is this about? What is this? What is this? This is giving sex trafficking. 8.3 million for USAID education, equity, and inclusion. Basically, y'all putting it in the school. Wow, that's a lot. Like, that's a lot. That's really a lot. I can't believe they did all that. Like, if this is true, this whole list, I can't believe it.
السلام عليكم يا جماعة. أنا مسعنا فيكم. خلينا نقول لكم على الحروف الأبجدية. يلا خلينا نبدأ. أنا مسعنا فيكم. خلينا نقول لكم على الحروف الأبجدية. يلا خلينا نبدأ. يا جماعة أهلا وسهلا فيكم.
The funny kills me, the way he come on. I don't even know what he's saying, but that shit.
مرحبا السلام عليكم يا جماعة أهلا وسهلا فيكم.
So y'all get the point. USAID basically been laundering money, put money in their pocket behind these weird ass programs. Let's see what some ulterior source say. Legacy media.
Did you know with a whole
Oh,
song
they'll come in with the commercials too, huh? Gotta get the commercials in.
Let's go.
All right, let's bring in Senator Joni Ernst, Republican of the great state of Iowa. What's going on in Washington right now harkens back to your very first campaign ad where you talked about cutting pork. So here's some of the programs at USAID that the White House has got in its sights. $1.5 million to advance diversity, equity, inclusion in Serbia's workplace and business communities. $70,000 for production of a DEI musical in Ireland. $2.5 million for electric vehicles in Vietnam. $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia. $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. It goes on and on and on. Now, Marco Rubio, the Secretary of State, says there are a lot of good programs at USAID, but I don't expect any of those are what he's referring to.
Absolutely, John, and I have been on USAID's case for years now, going back several years where I was trying to investigate the expenditures for humanitarian aid, primarily when it came to the war in Ukraine. And what my team and I encountered was absolute obstruction and lies coming out of USAID. They did everything possible to stop me from accessing their records to understand where our taxpayer money was going. I eventually partnered with Representative Mike McCall in the House, and we started a formal congressional investigation. And even after that, they really pushed back, only allowed us access to a small amount of data. But what we found was extreme expenditures on the part of USAID with very little data-driven results. We have seen money funded in the Wuhan Institute of Virology through dollars steered by USAID on dangerous coronaviruses. We saw how that turned out. We've seen funding going to Morocco for pottery classes, tourism in Lebanon, of all places, even when the State Department was advising against travel. I could go on and on and on, John and Dana.
Senator, the Daily Wire reports that 97% of political contributions from USAID employees went to Democrats. And listen here, this is call for three. This is Democrats on Elon Musk's power.
Elon Musk may get to be dictator of Tesla, but he doesn't get to shut down the Agency for International Development.
No one elected Elon Musk to dismantle it.
He doesn't have the power to destroy it.
Privileged billionaires who don't give a damn about America and Americans should not be making decisions that put Americans at harm.
What do they get wrong there?
Well, I think they got just about everything wrong. And so Elon Musk is spearheading the Department of Government Efficiency. And if it means ferreting out waste and fraud on behalf of Americans, then I think he is doing a great job. He is operating at the direction of the president. And what we have seen with USAID is just a blatant disregard for what Americans want to see and how they want their dollars spent around the globe. There are important projects. We acknowledge that. But we have to disrupt this system, ferret out the waste, and get back to what we should be doing. And that's making sure that American interests are represented in supporting our allies and partners.
I'm certainly going through the federal budget with a combine trying to separate the wheat from the chaff. He's just been named a, quote, special government employee. But Donald Trump yesterday tried to assure Elon Musk's critics that he doesn't have superpowers. Listen here.
Elon can't do and won't do anything without our approval. And we'll give him the approval where appropriate. Where not appropriate, we won't. But he reports in, and it's something that he feels very strongly about.
I mean, it's something he feels strongly about because he's used to being in private enterprise. He's used to making miracles happen on very low budgets. But this idea that not everything that he says is going to happen will happen. So are the Democrats overreaching here?
Well, I do think we need change, and the American people spoke to that last November, and this is exactly what we are going to do. It is going to be a very aggressive movement on the part of Republicans, President Trump, and Elon Musk and the Department of Government Efficiency. So the Democrats need to get used to this. We are going to find ways to focus our American taxpayer dollars on the things that they should be spent on, which is the American people and our interests. Again, we don't need to be wasting money on ridiculous items like seeing how fast shrimp can run on treadmills. I don't care about that. The American people,
What the fuck
they don't
was
care
that?
about that.
She said shrimp, fresh shrimp
get
run on
shrimp
treadmill.
can run on treadmills. I don't care about that. The American people, they don't care about that. So get ready for disruption. Get used to disruption. Let's get our federal government back on track and doing what we should be doing, and not focusing on items of ridiculous ideology.
They wild.
Once we get into the real bowels of the USAID and uncover the real corrosive corruption that was bound to erupt, it's going to just absolutely suffocate everybody. And I'm going to share this with you. Also, President Trump just posted this about our video yesterday. Check this out. President Trump just posted this today, February 6th, saying, looks like billions of dollars have been stolen at USAID and other agencies, much of it going towards the fake news media as the payoff for creating good stories about the Democrats. The left-wing rag known as Politico seems to have received $8 million, which by
Make sure y'all check his channel out, Professor Nez. Check his channel out. He definitely has been a big channel for me in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I just found this channel. Pretty dope channel, Professor Nez. Check his channel out.
By the way, we've got further confirmation and further digging and due diligence and research and found that it's much more than 8 million. As I kind of said in the video yesterday, did the New York Times receive money? Trump continues. Who else did? This could be, in capital letters, this could be the biggest scandal of them all. Perhaps the biggest in history. The Democrats can't hide from this one. Too big, too dirty. Oh, I can't wait till Pam Bondi and Kash Patel go after these heathenists. My fellow Americans, this is the second American Revolution commencing right before our eyes, and all of us have a front row seat. What a time to be alive. How blessed are we to have real leadership back on the throne. In my video yesterday, I mentioned the BBC that USAID was funding. Our taxpayer dollars were actually funding the British Broadcasting Corporation. If that's not insane right there, okay, if that's not absolutely preposterous right there, they put out this statement, which I uncovered, releasing this, saying a free press is essential to freedom and democracy, and 75% of countries around the world do not have a free press. BBC Media Action supports local media around the world to deliver trusted information to people most in need. Like many international development organizations, BBC Media Action has been affected by the temporary pause in U.S. government funding, which amounts to about 8% of our income. 8%. This is $1 billion corporation. In 2023, 2024, we're doing everything we can to minimize the impact on our partners and the people we serve. Why in the hell are our taxpayer dollars going to fund an entity across the pond, which is essentially state media, the BBC. It's worse than Politico. Like, what is going on here? When you have North Carolinians living in snow tents right now, you've got people in Los Angeles who cannot even get to their home. Their homes could be getting robbed by all of the lawlessness that Gavin Newsom has unleashed on the poor state of California. And you guys are funding, our taxpayer dollars are funding the BBC? My fellow Americans, how many times did I say America last? America last. We're sick and tired of America last. That is what the vegetable in chief Biden, and that is what the worst DEI vice president in the history of our country, Kamala Harris, did to us. Check this out. It gets even worse. According to a USAID fact sheet, which has since been taken offline, their website doesn't work. In 2023, the agency funded training and support for 6,200 journalists, assisted 707 non-state news outlets, and supported 279 media sector civil society organizations dedicated to what? Strengthening quote-unquote independent media, which is just a euphemism for state media, because we're independent media. Independent media's sole precept is to engage in impartiality, objectivity. These guys don't do that. It is all a PR stunt. And wait till I share with you other stuff. It's going to blow your mind. I've got all the receipts. The 2025 foreign aid budget included just a cool $268 million. And moreover, all over the world, media outlets and organizations have had to halt some of their activities overnight. Thank God for Elon Musk. We have articles, quotes, scheduled until the end of January, but after that, if we haven't found solutions, we won't be able to publish anymore. Good riddance, explains a journalist. In Ukraine, get this, our taxpayers, bad enough that we're sending them all of our...
My life crazy. I muted the mic so y'all wasn't hearing me what I was saying and yelling. But I live a crazy, annoying life sometimes. Yeah. All right, back to the topic. Let's go.
Our tax money instead of securing our border. Remember the quote-unquote border bill? In Ukraine, 9 out of 10 media outlets rely on USAID funding. Are you kidding me? In Ukraine, where 9 out of 10 media outlets rely on USAID funding, several local media have already announced the suspension of their activities and are searching for alternative solutions. You guys, America First feels amazing, but you know what this is? This is America spring cleaning. This is like we've had a house infected by termites, infected by black mold, manifested in the form of these absolute heathenous, deceitful, lion-ass LAD, lion-ass degenerate hippocrats. And President Trump and the entire cabinet that he nominated, that he wanted to work with him, that he selected, representing the American people, are literally taking out the brooms, taking out the pesticide, and cleaning house. I can't believe this. At slidsvo.info, 80% of our budget is affected, says Anna Babinet, CEO and co-founder of this independent, again, quote-unquote independent. It's all a PR stunt, because wait till I show you this. Independent investigative media outlet based in Kyiv. The USAID.
Based in Kyiv. So y'all was funding laundering money to this marketing group, basically, it sounds like. So watch. It looks like these motherfuckers was giving money to all these actors. You know, they was all coming on with the support commercials for Kamala Harris and thing they was coming on. And it was like, why they jumping out the window? Of course, you probably know they was getting paid, getting a check. But now we seeing the paper trail.
Paid.
Watch this. Check this.
Ben Stiller, talentless hack, lucky ass degenerate. Ben Stiller, the guy who supported Kamala, who advocated for Kamala, who did the white men's for Harris atrocious, abominable event. He was paid $4 million of our taxpayer dollars. While North Carolinians, Floridians, people affected by natural disasters, got their houses skipped because they had Trump signs in their yards. People in LA can't get back to their house. Their whole entire livelihood gone. But you're giving $4 million to somebody who's worth hundreds of millions of dollars to do what? Here's the kicker. You want to know what they did? And that's not even all. Check this out. Sean Penn, again, another staunch Kamala Harris radical leftist, got paid $5 million.
Basically, you want to know why I'm getting agitated from some shit not even with the subject. I've got someone who sounds like a kid jumping and stomping above me, and I'm trying to figure out like what's going on. Like,
I'll tell you what they.
Yo, I'm trying to focus here.
Got paid for. Orlando Bloom, useless Holly weirdo, got $8 million of our taxpayer dollars, and Angelina Jolie got a whopping $20 million from USAID. And for what? To make Zelensky look amenable to the public. This was all a sham, all a PR stunt. The worst of Hollywood actors went to try to exalt and elevate a comedian puppet president who was unelected, who was given over $200 billion of our taxpayer dollars to sell him to the American public and the world beyond.
Break free with the new Opera GX, the browser that puts you in control with a brand new design that frees up even more pixels for personalization and an inventory of features to up your game at every level. Like GX Control to help rein in your resources with integrated limiters for RAM, CPU, and network. A sidebar for direct access to your favorite side quests.
Beyond. Our taxpayer dollars. When I say share this out, when I say tap the thumbs up, what doesn't cost you a thing, this is what it's all about. Exposing the people who are destroying, decaying our country from the inside out. You're not going to hear about this on CNN. You're not going to hear about this on any of the woke outlets, ABC, NBC, CBS. You're not going to hear about it anywhere else. I need you to share this. Tap the thumbs up now. Oh, and by the way, the World Economic Forum got, just a cool, $52 million. The World Economic Forum. That is the faction of elitists in Davos that meet every year to try and essentially social engineer, change perception, try to circumvent and undercut American values and principles all across the world. For some reason, USAID sent them a cool $50 million and then some.
I would just say a strong message to Democrats who are out there pretending to be outraged about the long list of crap that this administration is cutting, federal waste and funding, like $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala, $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt, $20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq, $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. I could go on, and I'm happy to provide this list to every single one of you. Democrats are outraged that the American people want to be, they want their taxpayers going to good uses, not stuff like this.
Just to piggyback on what the awesome, amazing Caroline Leavitt, I'm so happy. Another home run pick from President Trump. Let me know what you think of our new White House press secretary. What an upgrade. I love her. The USAID has been completely unaccountable for decades. It's been run by bureaucrats.
Shout out again to Professor Naz. I'm just totally jacking this video. It's a damn shame.
That's like, these ridiculous swamp vermin that are now inciting violence and saying we're at war, we're going to fight, and we're going to fire you. And just so much hate. What happened to the Party of Joy? Here are just some of the few more ridiculous projects in which they spent our hard-earned money. $7.9 million to...
I can't have music on while I'm fucking live streaming. About to be music in the background.
Teach Sri Lankan journalists how to avoid binary gendered language. Are you kidding me right now? $20 million for a new Sesame Street show in Iraq. All the while Americans can't pay groceries, can barely sustain the cost of living right now, can't afford new homes, can't afford new anything, can barely afford to take their kids on vacation, if at all. Some of them homeless, some of them displaced due to these natural disasters, FEMA skipping their houses. And you're going to spend $20 million of our money on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq? Don't get me started. $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan? Take a screenshot. I can't do this anymore. I just can't. It drives me nuts. I mean, you look at the bottom. $25 million for Deloitte to promote green transportation in the country of Georgia. $6 million for tourism in Egypt. $2.1 million to help the BBC value the diversity of a Libyan society. $6 million to transform digital spaces to reflect feministic, democratic principles. And maybe the worst of them all, although they're all bad, $2 million for sex changes and LGBT activism in Guatemala. $2 million. The waste is suffocating. The waste.
I told you what that was. It's probably one of the people in the program, USAID. They just straight use some of them taxpayers' money and just got a nip tuck, like got a double mastectomy. What do they call it? Double. It sounds crazy, like when they cut off both your like I. I'm not even a female, and I'm like, that's crazy. But that's crazy when a man goes snip down there, like that's a bad John. Snip. It's over. Like, once you chop that off, it's over. It's snip.
Waste is abominable. These people should not only be fired, disbarred, and expunged from ever holding a public office again. I truly believe tribunals are in order. I think they should be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, you have the American support and endorsement to go after these heathenistic criminals. Okay, now I have to give you warning. This is not going to be a pleasant clip. And I don't blame you if you leave right now, but Jesse Waters from Fox News, I mean, he has kind of like an hour, 2 hour long show. I don't know if you caught this, but here is a whistleblower who...
My mind is still somewhere else. I'm just laughing about shit in my head.
They put him through while he was working at the USAID. Watch this.
Mark Moyer, he's a USAID whistleblower, and he joins me now. So, Mark...
I'm about to be out. Like, motherfucker got a badass kid upstairs above me. Like, I'm about to just be out before I kick a nigga out. Like, I'm about to just go somewhere because it's gonna make me snap. I mean, it's a mad love of kids, right? You know what I mean? Great, yay, bad kids, yay.
So I get there in February, and we have what's called a privilege walk as part of the orientation, where you are given an identity. Now, I was a Scandinavian woman, and so when they read lines like, I get discriminated against because of government services, or people don't look how I look. So you took a step forward if it applied, and if it didn't. And so I ended up near the front, and the indigenous woman with unwanted pregnancy and the male prostitute were at the other end, and then we talked about our privileges.
All right, so you were trained to be a Scandinavian woman in a privilege walk, not root out corruption. What kind of disguises do they use to fund these projects? I mean, do they just change the names of these things? Is there really some other reason we're doing this?
Yeah, they're very effective at rebranding things. So in the first Trump administration, the priorities were support national interests, as they are now. Another thing was countering terrorism and promoting self-reliance. So I went to a country, just to give one example, they had a feminist women's book club that had been started under the Obama administration. And then they now said this is a counter-terror program because women, feminist women are key fighters in the battle against terrorism.
I don't know how Jesse's laughing at that. Like that, I mean, I think I have a pretty good sense of humor, and I'll laugh where it's funny. I think you guys know that about me, and I think you guys share that. A lot of you guys have amazing, but pretending to be a Scandinavian woman and then talk about your white privilege to a pretend indigenous woman, this is what our hard-earned blood, sweat, and tears taxpayer dollars are going toward?
Yep.
There's nothing funny about that. I don't think there's one thing. Do you think that's funny? Let me know in the comments down below. My fellow Americans, my fellow global citizens, I know we have a vast audience from South Africa, from Germany, from New Zealand, Australia, South America, everywhere. I love you guys. Let me tell you something. All
right, that's enough of me plagiarizing this video. Let's plagiarize another one. Piers Morgan's be bringing that gas. Because he moved this fucking show to fucking, where did he move this shit to? I think he said, United, the Arab, one of them Emirate countries or something like that. So he's out of the bounds of the censorship that's going on in Europe and UK. I heard that shit really fucked up. Like, I could be on a live stream right now and they would just like be trying to kick in my door like, get off that live stream, motherfucker. They come right knocking on your door while you live streaming, like, oh. Like, what'd you say? So you gotta watch what you saying. Some of them countries, they pull up. Even if it's the truth, they don't like what you saying, they pull right on up, knocking on your door during the live stream. So Piers Morgan Jones smoking hot now.
It's basically been shut down. Elon Musk appears to have led this, obviously with Trump's approval. Trump told reporters it was run by a bunch of radical lunatics and we're getting them out. Vinny, what do you make of this? I mean, it's got a workforce of 10,000 people. It managed $43 billion in appropriations, assisted approximately 130 countries with disaster relief and economic development in 2023. This is what the White House press secretary, Caroline Leavitt, said about it.
These are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces, $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland, $47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia, $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru. I don't know about you, but as an American taxpayer, I don't want my dollars going towards this crap, and I know the American people don't either, and that's exactly what Elon Musk has been tasked by President Trump to do.
Now, Vinny, I gotta say, when she...
And that's why they're going outrage. I'm sure you've seen the videos of the Democrats snapping out over it.
Put it like that, I found myself nodding. What did you do?
I mean, Piers, I touched on this a couple of days ago. That's just a couple of the egregious monies that we were spending. We were spending $230,000 on K-Cup Starbucks drinks. The numbers are astronomical. It's insane, Piers. And you can see that the left is losing their minds because all of their wallets are about...
I heard a whole bunch of millions for like condoms somewhere. I forgot where they sent them. Well, they probably said it was for condoms.
To get really, really thin, from Jamie Raskin to Ilhan Omar to all these people. But you know what, Piers? We've been getting walked over from the inside out, okay? And you know what? The left, Piers, they are in shit. They're not used to having an alpha like Donald Trump come in and tell them, guys, I made the promises and I'm going to keep them, okay? Joe Biden was a freaking doormat and Donald Trump is a matador, okay? He's a bull. He's not BSing. And now you see last night they had all these Democrat people on the hills talking about Elon is this, he's racist, he's a Nazi, let's take to him in the street. They're calling for freaking violence like the BLM riots against this. And you know what, Piers? This is all normal. These are growing.
Nah, that's where he fucked up when he said BLM. Because initially BLM was before y'all motherfucking cops kept killing motherfucking black people. So that's why I always gotta say, oh, stop right there, buddy. Even if it got hijacked by the Soros brothers or Antifa and things like that, Y'all gotta stop acting like it wasn't for a reason. Like motherfuckers just woke up like, oh, let's just start rioting and looting and shit. Like it was a reason for it. It should have been life for a life. But instead, motherfuckers, let's steal some sneakers or some Nikes or some shit, some iPhones. They was going crazy in Philadelphia.
Pains that they're all going to learn that the taking advantage of our freaking system is over, Piers, and I absolutely love it. Let them cry and whine. It's over. Just like Piers, just like RFK trying to get confirmed. You know, Big Pharma, Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren look like they're going to have heart attacks because they're all the Big Pharma donors. Okay, and just like Kash Patel, FBI, he's going to put everybody on notice and he's going to investigate everybody if they broke the law, Piers. And I absolutely love what's happening.
Okay.
Love it.
Omar, I saw you shaking your head there. I mean, just to be clear, I mean...
Don't ask him no questions, this motherfucker. He a program. He a program.
فيكم خلينا نقول لكم على الحروف الأبجدية يلا خلينا نبدأ خلينا نقول لكم على الحروف الأبجدية يلا خلينا نبدأ خلينا نقول لكم على الحروف الأبجدية يلا خلينا نبدأ خلينا نقول لكم على الحروف الأبجدية يلا خلينا نبدأ خلينا نقول لكم على الحروف الأبجدية يلا خلينا نبدأ الحروب الأبجدية. يلا خلينا نبدأ. أهلا وسهلا فيكم. خلينا نقول لكم على الحروب الأبجدية. يلا خلينا نبدأ.
Hey, Elon, let them bastards know that America wants a fucking refund. And if you can make it happen, I want my cut to come right out of Nancy Pelosi's fucking pocket, okay? Hey, Elon, you let them bastards know that America wants a fucking refund. And if you can make it happen, I want my cut to come right out of Nancy Pelosi's fucking pocket, okay?
Democrats who are out there pretending to be outraged about the long list of crap that this administration is cutting, federal waste and funding, like $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala, $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt, $20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq, $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. I could go on, and I'm happy to provide this list to every single one of you. Democrats are outraged that the American people want to be, they want their taxpayers going to good uses, not stuff like this. But then they're very quiet about the fact that there are still North Carolinians and people in California who have lost everything, and in the last 4 years, this federal government did nothing to help them. This president will continue to put Americans first, and I think the successes of this week so far speak to that, and it's only Wednesday. So I'll see you guys later this week, and we'll see you this afternoon. Thank you.
Outrageous government waste. This year, the report lists $1 trillion of taxpayer money spent on some truly bizarre pet projects, like $10,000 that was given to the Bearded Ladies Cabaret to fund ice skating shows about climate change. $32,000 was spent on breakdancing. Nearly $500,000 was spent to determine if lonely rats seek out cocaine more than happy rats. Another $2 million was paid for Paraguayan border security, because who needs a secure U.S. border anyway? $12 million to fund a pickleball complex in Las Vegas. $20 million to air a Sesame Street spinoff about inclusion and mutual respect, not here in the U.S., but in Iraq. And $10 billion on maintaining, leasing, and furnishing almost entirely empty buildings. Ghost towns on your dime. And all of this wasteful spending brings to mind this Trump tweet from 2014. He wrote, quote, "I hope we never find life on another planet, because if we do, there's no doubt that the United States will start sending them money."
Be shut out there because they're doing, let's see, $39,000 to host seminars in Edinburgh International Book Festival on gender identity, and $48,000 to publish to help educate Polish youth on how to be LGBTQ, and $70,000 to create a U.S.-Irish music to promote DEI in Ireland, and just the list goes on and on and on. I could read these to you for hours. And that I could read to you for hours is the tip of the iceberg, because there's so much that we had to find that stuff. They wouldn't tell us about it.
Well, of course, China is really at the center of all of this conversation. Perhaps we haven't gotten there yet, but, they've sort of been, the acting force behind so much of this, whether it's fentanyl or otherwise. We've been doing investigations on the show on just how much they've infiltrated our supply chains, and exporting products made with forced labor. My father's basically said, you better move manufacturing here.
Grows and grows and grows. There can be no bystanders in this fight. It is time that we understand the only thing necessary for wrong to triumph is for right to do nothing, for right to be silent. And so understand this. There are legislators walking through here, but these are the ways we're going to fight. This must be a coalition that grows and grows and grows. There can be no bystanders in this fight. It is time that we understand the only thing necessary for wrong to triumph is for right to do nothing, for right to be silent. And so understand this. There are legislators walking through here, but these are the ways we're going to fight. This must be a coalition that grows and grows and grows. Grows and grows.
السلام عليكم يا جماعة. أهلا وسهلا فيكم. خلينا نقول لكم على الحروف الأبجدية. يلا خلينا نبدأ. السلام عليكم يا جماعة. أهلا وسهلا فيكم. خلينا نقول لكم على الحروف الأبجدية. يلا خلينا نبدأ.